Welcome to Southern Orthopedic PrepZone Game Time, driven by Carl Cannon.
Welcome in, everybody, to DME PrepZone. This week, a special playoff preview edition. JB, we only have one team this week, and that would be the Addison Bulldogs, and we're here at AG Hicks Stadium to preview the game.
It's a first. It's a nice place. I wish that we had more teams this week.
Yeah, unfortunately, we started off last week with 5 teams, and we're down to 1. And what we're hoping for now is, hopefully, next week, we'll have that one continuing. But they have a long trip. North Sand Mountain is just 26 miles from Chattanooga, to give everybody in perspective exactly a location of where they're going. I used to live up in Fort Payne, and that's a haul up there.
Yeah, I mean, this is not your typical bus trip to Lynn.
No,
you know?
It's not.
And the funny thing is, that team came here last year in the first round and got a win. Maybe Addison can go up there and pick up an upset up there. They're really good this year.
Hopefully so. Well, of course, I'm Brian Hale. This is JB, DME Sports Department. We're going to be handing down quite a few list of luminaries today. We're going to be talking to Coach David Smothers and a couple of the players as well. So hang 10. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Welcome in, everybody. James Phillips here. It's a late night at the Desert Mountain Eagle Studio. Brian Hale, how's it going, man?
And comes out with a 1-point double overtime win, 35-34. The Vikings remain undefeated.
One of the assistants told me I think they're 5 points away from being 4-1.
Corner just completely turned, bro. And they came out in the second half. They scored 20 points on 5 plays.
Cordova makes the playoffs. Who would have thought in week 5 that we would have said the Cordova Blue Devils are going to reel off 4 straight wins and clinch a playoff berth?
Well, I just think the first half was really, Hale got after it. I mean, they were playing with a little bit more effort and toughness, and
just glad to catch it. Good, it was a good throw. Won the game.
All right, we're joined by Quentin Barley here. Seems like you're a 2-position guy now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So last week, Coach was telling us you filled in on the offensive line?
Yes, sir. On a heavy package, one of our guys were out with COVID, so I volunteered to play offensive line, and I loved it.
Yeah. First time you ever played that?
Yes. Yes.
All right, now what about this week?
This week he's gonna hit that lineman's back, and he's still got me playing there. We're switching out every couple plays during the week. I'm in practice, and he says I'm still going to be playing there, so I'm glad I am.
Okay, good deal. Let's talk about your opponent this week, North Sand Mountain. They came here last year. It was a really close game. They pulled out the win. What's it going to take to beat this team? I think they have a lot of the same guys back.
They do. They have I think we should just stick to our game plan, do what we're supposed to do, trusting the coaches. That's what we have to do, trusting the coaches, and I think we'll come out with the win and move on to the third round.
Can you tell me right now how to get to North Sand Mountain?
How to get to North Sand Mountain?
It's 2.5 hours away.
Oh man, it's somewhere up there near Chattanooga, so I
right.
don't know where that's at.
Yeah, that's quite the trip. Have y'all had a trip that long?
No, not this year. Not almost 3 hours. No, not quite.
All right, so last year they came here. Does that add a little bit something to this game?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot more to me because I had friends last year that were playing on this team that were seniors, and I know they didn't want it to be their last game, but unfortunately it was. So this year we're hoping to make a big statement in beating North Sand Mountain.
What's it going to take to beat them?
A lot of hard work, playing 4 quarters all the way, playing with all the heart and everything we got.
All right, thanks a lot, Quentin. Thanks
no
for
problem.
being us, and good luck this
Thank
week.
Thank you.
Southern Orthopedic PrepZone Game Time, driven by Carl Cannon. Presented by Kilgore Green Funeral Home. Nelson, Bryan and Cross. Bank of Walker County. Jasper Main Street, Southern Orthopedic, and Carl Cannon.
Welcome back, everybody, and we are now joined by junior wide receiver Tommy Lee. Tommy, you had a dynamic game, over 100 yards receiving last week in that very big win against Colbert County. Talk about that game and the communication that you guys have consistently worked on all throughout the year to get to the point to where you're at right now.
I feel like we have a really good offensive line, and our quarterback, I just moved here this year, and I feel like the communication between me and my quarterback and my receivers is real good. So we had a real good game plan coming in this game.
Well, and you guys are advancing to the second round of the playoffs, and it's kind of weird because you guys can actually watch game tape of what happened last year, also in preparation along with it. How's the preparation gone this week for you guys? Has it been strenuous? Has it been more mental? What's your take on it?
It's been more mental. We're just getting ready for it. I mean, I feel like we know we can win, and I mean, I think we're prepared for it. Our coaches have got us really prepared. We've worked hard on defense and offense this week.
What do you see as the really big factors to be able to walk off the field victorious on Friday night and advance to the third round?
We just got to contain their quarterback and some other key guys on their offense. And I think if our defense can stop them, we can move the ball up and down on them with our offense. I think we'll play real good if we stop their offense.
Well, Tommy, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck on Friday night. Hopefully we'll see you guys for the third round of the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, everybody, and here we are with Coach David Smothers, head coach of the Bulldogs. Coach, this is going to be quite a little challenge because not only are you facing an opponent that you know is very capable, as you saw last week during the first round of the playoffs. Boy, you guys have got an absolute journey to get up there to Higdon. Just from a coaching perspective, when you've got a trip that long and it is the second round of the postseason, how do you keep the guys squared in on that long trip?
We're going to try to split that trip up a little bit. We're going to make a stop at a coach's school up there that I know and just kind of loosen up, stretch your legs out, and do a little grab bag eat type deal, and then head on from there, kind of split it up.
Okay. Well, and I know obviously you not only looked at your game tape from this game last year, but some of what they did. What really enterprises you the most in how well they do things with North South Mountain?
Yeah, they're very well coached. They scheme very well. They use their kids very well. They put them in the right spots. So our kids, we're going to have you look at the record. I don't know what there was last year, but I think I know they made it third round, and I think they lost 2. I think Collinsville beat them and maybe 5 beat them. But other than that, they've pretty much won 20 games in the last 2 years. They're 10-1 right now and lost to the number 1 team in 3A. So it's going to be a challenge.
JP?
Coach, does it help having played this team last year? I know they got a lot of the same kids back.
Yeah, it definitely helps. You can kind of see how you game plan last year and what you done really bad and try, because I know, I'm sure he's watched the film from last year and it's like, oh, we killed them on this and this and this. So that helps, to try to get those things squared away this time.
Right.
Well, lastly, Coach, what are the keys to victory as you and your coaching staff see them for Friday night to come into the third round?
It'll be just like this past week. It'll be clean Addison football. If we can play clean Addison football, we'll be in the game to win it. And I ain't saying we're going to win it, but we're going to have a shot. Last week we didn't have any turnovers. I think we had 2 penalties, and we didn't punt the ball time. So, of course, we went for it on 4th down several times, but we were in position to where we felt like we had a really good shot at getting it, if we did go for it on 4th down. And on top of that, Colbert County was so athletic, we felt like they could score from 90 yards out as good as they could score from 30. So we went for it a couple of times. We was inside our, 25, 30. But, again, we didn't go for it thinking, well, crap, they're going to score anyway. We went for it thinking, well, we can get it. And if we don't get it, we got as good a chance of stopping them here as we do, open field, 90 yards. So it'd be clean football. Last year when we played them, they were really scrappy, and we did not play well. We didn't play clean. We did not play clean. I think we had 4 turnovers, and that don't mean that it was us. It may have been they caused those turnovers, but we had 4 turnovers. It wasn't clean, so we got to play clean football, and we'll have a shot.
Turn it over to my partner for the last question of the segment.
Coach, I know y'all played Hamilton, Haleyville, Good Hope. Was that in preparation for games like this?
Well, no. I mean, it ain't like I was thinking that when I was making my schedule. I made that schedule out of, it was either like with the Hamilton game, I was just going to have 9 games if I didn't schedule somebody else, because we got a school real close to us that don't play us hardly anymore. And, got some other schools that are closer that could play us and can't get them on schedule. I had to pick those guys up. I knew my gate was going to be not good this year with the region we was in. With some of the teams in our region, they do not travel good at all. I mean, when I say it all, I'm talking like 15 people in the bleachers. So we thought, we need to try to get people in our non-region spots that we can, have good gate. And I knew Good Hope's rolling. They've been rolling for a couple of years now, and they follow, their fan base follows real well. And I felt like the Haleville game, just because it's Winston County, I felt like that would be a really good gate. And then the Hamilton game, like I said, it was play them or play Gordo or play nobody. So we took that Hamilton game.
Good deal.
Well, Coach, we wish you best of luck, and this Friday night. I know it's going to be, like we said, a long haul, but hopefully it will pay off with a trip to the 3rd round.
We're extremely excited about it. We've got a lot of kids on this team, even though we've had good success here, but we've got a lot of kids on this team. I asked them yesterday, how many of y'all have ever been to the 3rd round? And I think we had about 6 kids on our football team that raised their hands. So we got a lot of kids that got a shot to do something they've never done before. So that's kind of the way we're approaching it. We're next round. We ain't thinking about nothing other than this game, winning this game, trying to get to that next round.
Excellent. Well, good luck, Coach.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, thank you.
And welcome back, everybody. We're here at AG Hicks Stadium, and Coach Hicks is right here looking at us.
Yes,
We're right underneath the statue, and we've got a bulldog in front of us looking at it.
That's correct.
They're watching us to make sure that we're getting all this right. Brian Hale and Johnathan Bentley back with you, and we're going to run through a little bit of our prognostication for Friday night. JB, how do you see this turning out, the game against Addison North Sand Mountain? What's your thoughts on it?
It's going to be tough. Just a trip alone.
Yeah.
You could take a trip, 2.5-hour trip, and play anybody's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But you're playing a 10-1 team that's ranked. This team is, they were really good last year, and now it seemed like they'd taken the next step. I will say Addison's had a tougher schedule. Now, they did play Fife.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, North Sand Mountain played Fife. I mean, it was 55-0.
Yeah.
And Addison's played a tough schedule, so, I mean, you're not going to surprise them.
No, you're not.
But that's just a very tough call.
Yeah, that trip, I think, takes a lot out of it. And by the way, we have a phantom pick here. James Phillips, who should be here in the middle, is back on the Addison track. He's running laps right now. We've decided that JP's he's gonna have a little punishment for being tardy this week. So he's running some laps. He'd also picked North Sand Mountain, and I'm like with you. I think the trip is going to play a lot into it. I would actually say if the game was back here, I would give it to Addison this time. I think they're more prepared for North Sand Mountain this time out. If North Sand Mountain had to be the one that traveled and had to sit cramped up on the bus for a long time, I would say it would be Addison. But I've got to go with, the home team in this.
They're going to sweep.
Yeah, I'm afraid we might be shut down, and gosh, I hope not, because I don't want to see football season end, but got to go with North Sand Mountain. So switching gears, we don't have too much college football, at least left in our area this week. As we speak, the only games that we have left in the SEC are Kentucky Vanderbilt. Well,
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we won't even bother with picking that one. Ole Miss, South Carolina might be the most intriguing, and of course, Florida, Arkansas being the only games left. I mean, I've got to be a fan of barbecue pork this week, but I don't see it happening. JB, as we were actually getting ready to do this, Georgia and Missouri was postponed. So it's kind of a wild week. We don't even have any SEC football in the state right now.
That's really a shame. I was really looking forward to it. After an off week last week, who knew that we'd be dealing with this? The funny thing is, had Mississippi State not postponed, Auburn would have. They got 9 players with it. So I don't know if this was all like Halloween party related.
That could be.
But everybody, you know, you have the off week and then boom, it hits. And it seems like it's getting worse by the week, obviously. This is the first time the SEC's had to deal with it. And maybe we'll even get those 3 games in. Who knows? We might not even get those.
Well, that's
I mean,
a
it's
good
just
possibility.
Rough week.
Upset alert. Notre Dame, of course, dethroned the king, the reigning king last week. They have to play Boston College, which we know that's a traditional opponent for Notre Dame. Is it an upset alert? I mean, do the Irish, do they need to be watching themselves?
Absolutely. I mean, I think Notre Dame probably had its biggest win since '93 when they beat Florida State. And if you remember, the next week, they got beat by Boston College on like a late field goal. And this is a decent Boston College team. You remember a couple years ago, they didn't win a conference game in any sport.
Yeah, that's
First time
right.
it's ever happened. And now they're actually building something. I think they have 5 wins. It's a really good season. That's a big-time upset alert. I mean, this is a team that almost lost to Louisville. I mean, Notre Dame, you don't know what you're going to get from them.
No, you don't. And, you know, it's obviously we all know that was a Clemson team without Trevor Lawrence, which, by the way, Clemson an off week this week. You know, that's got to kind of get into their psyche. Obviously, they're happy that they're going to get Trevor Lawrence back this week from COVID. They'll be able to practice with him. Don't you think it's got to kind of play in their mind? They want to get back out there and be back in action to jump back on it. And here they are, they're going to have to sit on a bye week.
Yeah, that really stinks because, I mean, he was at the game, he was on the sideline. It looked like he was ready to go, but, you know, of course he couldn't. But I think when Clemson gets him again in the ACC championship game and they're 100%, I think they'll just run over Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It's hard for me still to give Notre Dame credit. I guess I should. They did win that game, which I never thought would have happened.
They did.
A bunch of things went their way to do it, but Clemson will get them the second time. But, yeah, they got to, like everybody else, they just got to get back healthy now.
Absolutely.
The ACC, I mean, it's a little bit easier, of course.
It is. It is that. Well, folks, we thank you for joining us here on DME Prep Zone. Reminder, as always, the guys that sponsor us, the guys and the girls that sponsor us every week, absolutely our MVPs who are so gracious with us, standing behind us, standing by our product, and wanting us to bring you the best our Prep Zone area has to offer. Be sure to keep them in mind anytime that you have any needs like Southern Orthopedic, also Kilgore Green Funeral Homes. Anytime, please patronize them. And for JB, I'm Brian Hale. Hopefully, we'll get to see you next week.